particular signal, the
This call is
channel,
now being recorded.
and next that channel has to be given to the receiver. A receiver is going to take that particular signal. After taking that particular signal, that has to use some of the blocks in this receiver signal, that is decoding function. Okay, that decoding, once the decoding function has to be done, and that signal has to be given to the output transducer. The function of this output transducer is to receive the original signal back at the receiver, and which is connected to your output message. This is what the elements of communication system. First is input transducer. What is the actual function? You are having a microphone, that is a mic. You are speaking, that signal, that speaking voice has to be heard at the other side of the user. Okay, that is to be clearly, it is hearing, that is visible hearing, that the other side of the user. That is only because of this converting non-electrical signal to the electrical signal, to convert the message to a form suitable for the particular type of communication system. For example, what speech waves are converted. Sorry, I get a call. It is immediately disconnected. Voice is disconnected. Sorry for. The speech waves are connected to a voltage variation by a microphone. Whatever is speaking, that is to be converted into the voltage, that is to be converted to your microphone. That is hearing. At you are sitting at any place, you can hear that particular voice who is speaking from the other side. That is input transducer. Next is transmitter. The actual function of transmitter, the process the input signal. It is going to process that particular input signal which is coming from the input transducer. That is to be electrical in nature, not in non-electrical. That is a modulated signal already. To produce a transmitter signal that suited the characteristics of transmission channel, that signal has to be forward to the one more block, that is next block, that is channel. Before that, they are going to that is going to do the some of the functions, that is modulation has to be done. Correct modulation with the amplitude modulation. It has to do the frequency modulation. It has to do the phase modulation. Variation in amplitude, variation in frequency, variation is phase, that is in theta angle. And coding has to be done, that is to be increase the particular signal. To increase a particular signal, that is to be done the amplification functions. The other functions has to be done in amplification and filtering. That after once the filtering has been done, that signal has to be given to the particular channel block. Okay, that is a channel. The one more name has given as a transmission medium. The channel is also called as a transmission medium. Why the name is called as transmission? That is to be connected from one end of the user to the other end. That is from one end to other end it is connected. That is called as transmission medium. That is to be carrying a particular signal from one end to the other end. That is medium. Okay, if there is a wireless, there is no connection from one end to the other end. If there is a wire connection, there is a connection between the one end to the other end. That is channel is, there is a, it's called as a transmission medium. Transmission is nothing but it is has to carry a particular signal from one end to the other end using some of the cables. Those cables are nothing but your coaxial cables, fiber optic cables, and waveguides. If it is a wireless, we are using the electromagnetic waves and radio waves as its carrier. Electromagnetic waves and radio waves as its carrier for wireless communication, or atmosphere for free space, that is a wireless communication. If there is a wired communication is there, we require a coaxial cables or fiber optic cables. You go and see the tower, you are finding number of cables. Those cables are nothing but what? Fiber optic cables and coaxial cables. What is the definition of this transmission medium? A medium that bridges the distance from source to the destination. Correct. Whatever the signal you are getting from this input message, that is given to the input transducer. After that, signal will be reached to the transmitter, and that transmitter has to be given to the channel, and channel has to be given to the next is given to the receiver, and after receiver there is a block, that is output transducer. Source is what? Your source is input message. Input message is your source and has to be reached at the output, that is output message is your destination. Once the one cycle has been completed, that cycle has to be done by this channel, by removing the noise, the undesired signal. Noise is nothing but what? Undesired signal or unwanted signal. Undesired signal or unwanted signal that is to be removed in the particular medium, that is channel transmission medium. That is, signal undergoes degradation from noise, interference and distortion. If there is a noise is present in a particular signal, we are getting some of the degradations in a particular signal. There is efficiency will be less. We are hearing, you are not hearing properly. If there is an interference in the signal, if there is a distortion in the signal. Based on that transmission signal, we are going to evaluate the main criteria. One is how much is the capacity of that particular signal, at what distance we are transmitting that signal. If it is a limited distance, for a small distance, for a limited distance, we are going for a wired connection. We are going for a wired communication for a small distance communication. And for a longer distance communication, we are going for wireless communication. We are going for longer distance communication, we are going for wireless communication. Okay, and we are sending different information from Earth station to the space. From Earth station to the space, that is located, satellite is located at the space. We are sending the number of messages, and that satellite is also sending the number of messages to the Earth station. How it is going on? That is for longer distance communication. The frequency band is very, very high. The frequency band is very high. The bandwidth is high. The spectrum is high. For that, we are getting almost all the images, almost all the information from the satellite. How they are going to do the prediction of particular air? In next 2 days, there will be a rain. In next 2 days, there will be a rain. How they are predicting a future? That is only because of your satellite. Satellite is going to take a particular images, a particular pictures of a particular space. Based on that, they are going to predict a particular what is going to happening in next month, next 2-3 months, and next year. That has to be predicted by using this satellite. They are going to see the performance. What is the performance? How much is the performance of that particular satellite? And security is very, very important. They are secured very correctly. They have done the security. There no information has to be loose from any of the information from any of the user, from Earth station or from the satellite also. And the cost is also important. While designing any of the satellite, the cost is very high. That is million and trillions of cost. Rupees it is required. Crores, 75 crores, 80 crores, 100 crores that is required to develop one particular satellites. Okay, and maintenance is also required. One of the importance is maintenance. Once we launch the satellite, the maintenance is also required, and they are going to decide. Once they are going to launch a satellite, before launching satellite, they are going to decide how many years it has to be stay at space. For a satellite, the minimum life of a satellite is 25 years. Remember this. The minimum life of the satellite is 25 years. They have to maintain like this. While designing the satellite, they are going to decide a particular equipment in that manner that it has to be stay there in the space for minimum of 25 years. This is, they have to be done. The maintenance operation has to be controlled by sitting at the Earth station. This is channel. Receiver, I already told you what is the actual function of receiver. To extract the desired signal from the output channel. Whatever the signal we are getting from a channel, that has to be a desired signal, that is to be a correct output, exact output. Desired is nothing but exact. To extract the desired signal from the output channel and to convert it to the form suitable for output transducer. When you are receiving, when you are hearing a particular voice, that is to be clear. Somewhat it is clear, somewhat it is not clear due to interference, due to distortion of the particular signal, depending on that particular weather condition that has to be decided. In that, we are using some of the functions. One is demodulation is required, and decoding is also required. That is to be decrease in the particular signal to receive a original signal back at the receiver. You have to do again some of the functions, that is amplification function has to be done and filtering has to be done. And the last is your output transducer. It has to be converts the electrical signal that is input to a form desired by the system use. If you want to connect that signal to your loudspeaker also and your personal computers, that is PC, and tape recorders, your laptops, your mobile phones, anything that is to be converted, that is to be connected to output transducer so that you can hear that particular voice. That is your output transducer. Okay, this is what a basic block diagram explanation. Which are the elements present in that communication system? What are the functions of those elements? These are the basic points. This is your syllabus. Your syllabus starts. The point number 1, introduction. Unit number 1 is your introduction. In that, the point number 1 is introduction to wireless communication system. Introduction to wireless communication system. Someone will ask you the question, what is the wireless? Wireless is nothing but there is no connection between one end to the other end. There is no connection between one end to the other end. That is wireless. What is wired? There is a connection between one end to the other end. There is a connection between one end to the other end.
Physical connection, sir. Physical connection.
That is from one end to the other end. Wired, wireless connection. There is no connection between one end to other end. Wireless, the first point, the wireless communication is a transfer of information. Already studied the definition of this. Wireless communication is a transfer of information between two or more or multiple points that are not connected by the electrical conductors. We are not connecting any conductor. Okay, that is to be wireless. The most common wireless technologies are using radio waves as its carrier and electromagnetic as its carrier. With this radio waves, the distances can be short such as few meters for a television or for a thousands or even millions of kilometers for a deep space radio communications. We are using for communication for a short distance and for a longer distance and for a space also. We are using a radio communications as this carrier. Carrier will be radio waves as its carrier. And I told you some of the examples of this wireless technology. Which are those examples? You are using your remote controls, you are using your wireless mouse, keyboards, you are using headsets, headphones, okay, garage door openers, you are opening the doors by using your remote control, that is to be lock and unlock, that is to be close and unclose, that is to be close and opening the openers of the doors, that is to be computer mouse, keyboards, headphones, radio receivers, satellite television. Now you are seeing the television by sitting at your home. You are seeing the live cricket, that is only because of your satellite, that is also wireless. Broadcasting the television, the main vendor is going to broadcast a particular channel. Those channels will be available through the satellite. Those channels are by sitting at home, you are seeing that number of channels. And cordless telephones, wireless telephone. These are what some of the examples comes under wireless technology. Wireless technology, why are you using? This technology is using for longer distance communication, not for a shorter distance communication. It has to be used for shorter distance and for a longer and longer distance communication. But wired connection has to be used for shorter distance communication. But the main disadvantage of this wired is nothing but what? It takes a lot more time to connect from one end to the other end of the connection. So the wired has been removed and they are come from wireless. That is for a longer distance communication. They are going to permit this service for wireless. What it means? Wireless operations permit services. Why they are going to permit this wireless operations, wireless connections, such as a longer range communications that are impossible or impractical to implement with the use of wires. Okay, that is impossible for the wires to connect from one state to other state, from one district to other district, from one country to other country. So they are gone for long range communication or long distance communication for a better services, but of better efficiency, better quality of service, better performance. They will be moving for wireless operations. It is mainly used in the telecommunication industries. The telecommunication industries has to be used the more wireless communications. There for radio transmitters, you are hearing the FM, that is wireless, that is radio transmitters and receivers, remote controls. There are some of the examples they are using for industries. With the same energy, with the use of some form of energy, that is energy is nothing but we are using the radio waves, electromagnetic waves, and one more energy is acoustic energy to transfer information without the use of wires. In this point, what he has mentioned, they are using some of the energy to transfer information from one point to the multiple points. Those energy are your radio energy, that is radio waves, acoustic energy for the transfer of any information without the use of wires. How we are going to transfer the information, that is comes in the next point. You have to transfer the information through wireless for a shorter distance communication and for a longer distance communication also. The information is transferred in this manner over both short and long distances. How this is wireless communication can be used mainly, that is for radio communications. radio communication. While we are driving, we are listening a particular FM with different frequency bands. That is for radio communication. Radio Mirchi FM 93.7, 98.7, 97.7. Like these different frequency bands, we are getting different channels. That is comes under radio communication. And one more is your microwave communication. For example, long range line of sight. Line of sight is nothing but what? The line of sight between the satellite and the earth station. Line of sight between the satellite and earth station is clear. Then and then only you can watch a particular live. Anything live if you want to watch by sitting at home, that is a clear line of sight between the satellite and the earth station is required. If somewhat disturbance happens in the weather conditions, there will be, we are observing some of the disturbance in your television. If once the rain starts, you will get the message in your television that no signal due to bad weather condition. No signal due to bad weather. That you will getting a message in your television, that is in your TV. That is only because of that there is no clear line of sight. There is no clear picture. The signal is not receiving at the station because of weather condition. For that, if you get a clear picture at your television, for that we require some of the antennas. Those antennas are nothing but highly directional antennas. Highly directional antenna. That efficiency is very high. Antenna efficiency is very high. That is horn antenna, helical antenna. These are some of the antennas we are using for getting the clear information, clear picture at the station, or for the short range communication. If there is a short range communication, we'll get the picture is clear. And some of the examples we are using in this, one is light, visible and IR sensors we are using for getting any of the informations for short distance communication and for a longer distance communication. And you are using your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi technology in your mobile. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. These two technologies can be used for shorter distance communication. If you are sitting at home and one more friend is in your college, you can't connect the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth for the both. This Wi-Fi technology and Bluetooth technology has to be connected for some of the shorter distances, for 50 meters, 400 meters, more than 200 meters. If he crosses more than 200 meters, your connection is lost. So this technologies, a limited technologies is there for wireless. Those shorter distance wireless communications are nothing but Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth. You are giving your hotspot to your friend. That is also some of the shorter distance communication. If he crosses limited distance, your signal will be lost. So these are the some of the shorter distance communication. There is Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and your hotspots. What are the advantages of this wireless communication? This is very, very important. Will not ask you the question at your exam, but you should know what is wireless communication, how it is working nowadays, what are the advantages of wireless communication, what are the disadvantages of wireless communication. Everything you have to know. What are the advantages? The communication has enhanced to convey the information quickly to the consumers. It means what? I already told you, if you want to convey any messages to your friend, that is to be conveyed immediately. You are using your WhatsApp, Facebook. Just to do the WhatsApp, that message has to be reached to your friend. He will came to know that something is going on, so I have to reach there. Or you can make a call immediately. That call will be connected immediately your friend, so you can come that particular place, or you can convey the message to that person, so he came to know this has happened. So this is what the communication has enhanced to convey the information quickly to the consumers. This is very helpful for the most of the working professionals like doctors, nurses, medical, and for nowadays we are using the educational purposes, internet connections. This is very important, that is wireless communication. It is working in working professionals can work and access internet anywhere and anytime without carrying cables or wires. See this point, it is showing you the definition or meaning of this. It is used in the working professional. You can access the internet at anywhere, at any time, without carrying any cables or wires, wherever they can go. This also helps to complete the work anywhere on time and improve the productivity. Means what? If someone has given you the task, to complete that task, you can sitting at any place, you are roaming at any place. Just if you want 5 minutes of time to complete that work, just you have to be on the internet, you can complete that work. So this is happening for wireless. This is going to happen for wireless. Immediately you can complete that work. Once you placed in any of the company, if any CEO and boss you told you to complete that work in next 1 hour, just to open your laptop, connect your laptop to your computer, connect your mobile to your computer, you can complete that work in within time. Due to this pandemic, they came to know what is the importance of internet. Due to this COVID, due to this corona, the importance of internet knows everyone. We are taking the online lectures nowadays. From last, it is 1 year, in next 18th March 2022, now it is coming 18th March 2021. From last 1 year we are taking the online lecture. That is only because of this wireless internet connection. If internet connection is good, your network is good, you can complete that work in a within time. So this is very important advantage. And I already told you the third point. It is helps for doctors, any of the workers, other professionals working in remote areas where the connection is not there. You can go for a connection. Can be touched in with medical centers through wireless communication. How it is medical centers has been connected. If any of the drug is not available in that particular medical centers, that medicine is available at different state, different districts. Just they can put one message through mail or through WhatsApp, sending the mails. Immediately they can send that drug to the particular medical center. That medical center person has to reach to the particular hospital to whom he has required. So this is what happening. This is what happening. Nowadays we are getting the particular drug from different countries. This corona, everything has to be supplied from different countries. This India drug is going from other countries. That is to be happening only because of this wireless. Next point, if any urgent situation has happened, if any accident has been happened in between the roads, the person can convey that message to the particular ambulance or particular police station. This has to be happened in this area, so that be alert and come fast. That has to be conveyed by using your mobiles. That has to be happen nowadays. Next, wireless networks are cheaper to install and maintain. It is saying cheaper, but it requires a somewhat cost. But it is not required that much of cost as wired is required. But depending on the different locations, it is going to install and to maintain. Wireless, it is not, it is a wireless. So maintenance is little bit okay, 90 to 95% the maintenance has to be done. These are some of the advantages of wireless communication. And disadvantages are what? If there are advantages, some of the disadvantages will become. The growth of wireless network has enabled us to use the personal devices. What it means? You are using your mobile phone, that is your personal device. You are using that mobile phone at anywhere and any time. This has helped mankind to improve in every field of life. In every field of life, you are using your mobile phones, and this has led many threats as well. If you lose your information to anyone, that has to be become a threat, that has to be become viral somewhere. If you are using your Facebook, you are using your WhatsApp, nowadays you are listening many of the news. Those who are using WhatsApp and Facebook, some of the viral messages you are listening, some of the viral messages you are watching, that has to be done viral. Some of the persons, those who don't like. So be careful about this use when using your WhatsApp and Facebook. It has to be one of the disadvantages. Be careful about this wireless. Wireless network has led to many security threats to a mankind. They have installed many security threats, but we don't put any thought on this. Anyone that is not going to lose our information. So that is to be security threat. It is very easy for the hackers to grab the wireless signals that are spread in the air. Some of the number of hackers are there. They are going to hack a particular account balance. They are going to hack a particular balance of a particular bank. They are going to theft. चोरी हो जाता है बहुत सारे बैंक में. That is only because of these hackers are there to get the particular information. So don't give any information to anyone if you get any call. That is to be, this is one of the disadvantage. Next, it is very important to secure the wireless network so that the information cannot be exploited by the unauthorized user. If you are authorized users, you are using your own personal mobile. That is to be, if you are used unauthorized users, that is to be lose the particular information to the other person. This is what the information it is giving. And next, this also increases the risk to lose the information. Once the information is loose, we can't do anything. So be careful before using your mobile phones, using your WhatsApp, using your Facebook. Anyone can viral your videos. And strong security protocols has to be protected, and they are going to install in a particular system, that those are wireless packet access, that is WPA, wireless protocol access and wireless protocol access 2. This is what point number 1, introduction to wireless communication system. So be remember, you have to give answer for any of the 2 points out of this when asked you the question. What are the elements of this communication system? What is the actual function of that block? What is wireless? What is the difference between wired and wireless? We'll see in the next. What is the actual advantage? Where we are using the wireless communication? What are the advantages of communication? And which are the devices we are using for wireless? And where we are using for long distance communication, and which are the technologies we are using for short distance communication? We should have to know. And what are the advantages of wireless communication? I have given the many examples. You are seeing nowadays many examples of wireless communication. That also you can write. That also you can tell. And what are the disadvantages of that? Is one of the most disadvantages is security is not that much good. That is what disadvantages of wireless communication. Okay, we'll stop today. Tomorrow, be ready for question answers. We'll ask you the questions for 5 to 10 minutes to everyone. And next we'll start next topic. Why? Because I'm asking the question means just you are explaining, just you are listening. That is not expected from my side. When I ask you the question, everyone has to tell the answers. To whom I ask, he has to unmute and tell me if you know or if you don't know. Okay? Today we'll stop here. Tomorrow again we'll continue. Give me your attendance.